In February 2017 in New York City, two co-workers, Maria Cooper and Nick Shriver, got stuck in an elevator 4 levels underground after everyone else left for the weekend. 5 days later, Maria was found in a car on a deserted highway 379 miles from where she worked. Nick had disappeared and no one had seen him. What she told authorities was truly bizarre and chilling. This is Maria Cooper's story, told 3 months after receiving psychological counseling. So there I am, stuck in this godforsaken elevator on a Friday night, the last person in the office. I'm supposed to catch a plane to New York for some Valentine's Day drama with my ex-fiancé, but first, I decide to shoot him an email. Time's ticking, and I grab a handful of candy, making my way out simultaneously with this guy, Nick. We're both waiting for the elevator, me on the 49th floor, him joining on the 42nd. Nick, all jokes and charm, starts yakking away, but I'm not in the mood for small talk. Suddenly, the elevator jerks to a halt. Panic sets in as Nick fumbles with the alarm button, and I'm thinking, great, I'm going to miss my flight. We try everything, keys, banging on the door, waving at the camera, but nothing works. No phone service either, 4 stories underground. Where the hell is the security? 15 minutes later, frustration boiling over, we try calling for help again, no response. Nick, ever the optimist, suggests there might be an escape hatch. So I awkwardly climb on his shoulders, hurting my hand in the process, but no luck. An hour later, reality hits. I'm not making that flight. Nick's cracking jokes, trying to lighten the mood, but I'm just cursing the universe. Finally, introductions happen, and we continue Nick's banter. No water in my thermos, but Nick offers me a bottle, joking about popping open some wine. We both laugh, realizing we have bottle openers in our bags. No wine, but I take his water as a consolation prize. Sharing candy, we decide to save our rations, just in case we're stuck until Tuesday. 4 hours later, desperation hits, and I'm trying not to embarrass myself in front of Nick. He suggests the corner or his coat, but I refuse. Then he throws out the thermos idea, and I make him close his eyes and cover his ears. Nick starts singing, and well, I finally take care of business. After relieving myself of the primal urge, I figure, why not leave my mark? So, I add a little something to the elevator wall. We're playing games, talking about work obsessions. Nick admits no one would notice if he disappeared, too caught up in his job. I confess to the same, revealing my plan to surprise someone in New York who likely doesn't even want me there. Time to crack open the wine, we toast to the fact that we're still not dead. We pass the time drawing each other, getting closer, and Nick drops a bomb. He's seen me before in the office building, but he kept it to himself, not wanting to sound like a stalker. Surprisingly, I laugh it off. Hungry as hell, I ask for a divine intervention to change the subject, but Nick lists off options and somehow we end up talking about making love. With a wicked gleam in my eye, I turn the camera on him, prying into the dirtiest place he's had his way. He's hesitant, so I break the ice with a story about a college library escapade. When it's Nick's turn, he's still shy, claiming he doesn't have an interesting story. I push him to make one up, and he spins a tale about a steamy encounter during a work picnic. Things take an awkward turn when he admits he got aroused while driving. He apologizes, but I play it cool. Then, suddenly, Nick awkwardly plants one on me and starts undressing. Things escalate, and we end up making love in the damn elevator. Post-passionate moment, Nick drops the bombshell that he could fall in love with me. My instincts kick in, and I break free, confessing that I want to patch things up with my ex in New York. That was the whole reason for the surprise trip, to fix everything and maybe get back together. I try to make Nick see reason. We should keep it casual. What I have with my ex is real, and even though it was a wild ride, it's not something to build on. I lay it all out, spill the truth about my past relationship. But Nick, he's convinced we've got some cosmic connection, thinks my ex doesn't deserve me. I snap, telling him he's delusional, and that once we're out of this elevator, we'll go back to our own lives. Nick, on the verge of tears, insists we're meant to be together. Then, out of nowhere, he shifts, and I sense it. A dark turn. The truth spills out. Nick confesses to lying about his job, his name. He wasn't just aware of me, he'd been watching me every damn day at work. Panic sets in as he pulls out his phone, showing security photos, detailing times and dates. There's even a video of me entering the elevator. Turns out he's the building security guard, hidden in plain sight at the front desk. He claims to know me better than my ex, revealing he orchestrated this entire night. The man unlocks the elevator with a key, and I'm left in shock, threatened. My threats to call the cops infuriate him, and in a frenzy he grabs me. We struggle, my legs flailing during the chaos. Desperation mounts, and I manage to break the elevator key, but the fight continues. I strike him with my shoe, hoping to incapacitate him. Fear grips me as I check on him lying on the floor, worried I've gone too far. That's when he springs back to life, knocking me down. Darkness engulfs us both as we lie unconscious in the confined space of the elevator. Groaning back to consciousness, I find the man already awake. The burning question spills from my lips. Why? His twisted reasoning unfolds. He wanted to strip me away from the world so we could connect on some twisted human level. According to him, we didn't just have a date. We had a full-fledged relationship in this weekend-long elevator prison. I scoff at the insanity, convinced someone will rescue us. But then reality hits. Nick's rigged the shifts, and no help is coming until Tuesday. Panic sets in as I realize the magnitude of the situation. I press him on his plans, and he drops a chilling revelation. He'd rather kill me than return to prison. Defiant, he claims he never forced me into anything, conveniently forgetting the whole kidnapping part. I hit a nerve, sending him into a rage spiral. When he calms down, he unveils the present I bought for my ex-fiancée, a shirt. He puts it on, mocking me. Then, as if adding salt to the wound, he instructs me to open the rest of the gift, a box of cigars with all the trimmings. He lights one up, taunting me about how these gifts could have won my ex back in a twisted twist of irony. He wishes me a happy Valentine's Day, and I can't help but shudder at the nightmare that's unfolded in this confined space. In a twisted turn of events, Nick apologizes, his tone shifting, asking for reconciliation. He pleads for another chance, urging me to think about it. We're stuck in this surreal nightmare, and he's painting a delusional picture of a future together. As we watch a travel ad on the malfunctioning elevator screen, Nick mentions taking me to that resort one day. He grows fixated on the broken neon light, breaking it with my thermos. Suddenly an idea sparks. Nick decides to pry the ceiling panel, claiming he can get out that way. He breaks it open with my thermos and I join him. He asks for a boost, promising to return for me, but I suggest it's easier if he boosts me up. He hesitates, fearing I'll call the cops once out. I play along, feeding him reassurances. On his shoulders, I pull out of the elevator. He asks my help to get out, but my middle finger flips him off as I climb the ladder. Unfortunately, he concocts a makeshift rope, binding two pieces of clothing together and throws them over the elevator beam. I'm nearing the door when he catches up, warning me that death awaits. Panic sets in as he grabs me, hurling us both back into the elevator. Darkness envelops us once again as we fall, unconscious, into the confined space that has become our prison. As I wake up, the fire sprinklers catch my eye, sparking a desperate plan to escape. Attempting to trigger the fire alarms, I light a cigar, but it proves futile. Frustrated, I resort to a more drastic measure, starting a small fire, filling the elevator with smoke. Nick regains consciousness, and I strike first, breaking his nose. With a makeshift restraint, I force him to spill the truth. He warns about the fire alarm, claiming we'd get soaked and electrocuted. My threat looms as I make him confess to every vile act. I turn on the camera, capturing my account and his admissions. Demanding his real name, he reveals himself as Henry Deacon. Henry admits to intentionally trapping me, even etching the drawing on that fateful Friday. He used the key to halt the elevator when I wasn't looking. The confessions pour out, from the initial trap to the physical assaults. I question his motives, and he unravels a dark past. An accountant turned hotshot who crashed a car, killing a girl, After a brief stint in jail, forced into a security guard job, he wanted to reclaim his old self. He also claims I was chosen because I'm cute. Monday dawns, and Henry and I remain trapped, the nightmare persisting. Unbeknownst to us, one of the other security guards arrives with his new girlfriend, hoping to show her the rooftop. Panic sets in when he can't find Henry, and upon checking the security monitors, he discovers our predicament. Waking us up, I start in plead for rescue, and he promises to free us. He arrives with a crowbar, but instead of an escape, Henry seizes the opportunity to strike. He informs the guard, Philip, that the keys are the only way to our release. Philip hands them over, unaware of the impending betrayal. Henry lures him in, turning on the elevator and gruesomely cutting him in half. And then he knocks me out and stuffs me into the trunk of his car. As it was later revealed, returning to the building, Henry disposes of Philip's body, cleans himself up, and changes into his uniform, cigar tucked in his pocket. At the front desk, he erases all evidence from the security cameras except 3 of them. Philip's girlfriend wakes, only to meet the same fate as Henry ends her life and discards her down the shaft. With me still in the trunk, he drives to a secluded spot, preparing a dumpster with gasoline. I remember how, opening the trunk, he mused about his lingering affection for me, expressing regret that circumstances prevented our twisted union. Summoning every ounce of strength, I play dead as Henry prepares the dumpster. As he leans over, I strike, landing a blow that sends him reeling. Seizing the opportunity, I scramble into the car and take control of the wheel. A moment of justice unfolds when I spot the little cigar in the tray. I stop the car, throw it in reverse, and collide with the horrified Henry. Stepping out, I witness his terror as he lies in the dumpster. I flick the lit cigar butt into the container, an eerie retribution for the torment he inflicted. Terrified, I get in my car and drive away from the place. However, my newfound freedom was fleeting. 379 miles away, the authorities caught up with me, and I told them the truth. Arrested and confined behind bars, I faced the grim reality of the justice system. The investigation uncovered even more horrifying details in Henry's apartment. A secret room holding frozen body parts. Strangely, Henry's body was never found. 3 months later, I was released from prison after pleading not guilty. Speculations surrounding the disappearance of Henry's body persist, and employees of the building report eerie sightings. A mysterious figure appears from time to time, peering into the building before vanishing into thin air. And that's where the story ends. For more scary horror stories, please subscribe.